Great. Poorer, but
Τώρα.
great.
Για τώρα μπορείς να γράψεις κανονικά. Εντάξει.
You know the way. You can drive.
You want to check out the suburban address.
Great partners must think alike, Herschel.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the suburban redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind. Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut and you'll learn something about fires.
Reducing tooth decay with dental clean toothpaste.
Τι βλέπουμε τώρα στο τρίτο?
Τώρα βλέπουμε... Εξαρτάται τι βλέπεις. Πού είσαι.
We came as soon as we could.
Lynch.
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
Is the heater from the Sawyer fire out?
Yes, it is.
Ναι, το έχω ξαναξεκίνησα από την
Looks
αρχή.
like it was recently serviced.
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Now, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps, you're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion.
Τι?
Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Σας λατρεύω. Αποκτήσαμε φάνης.
Good, your regulator's in position.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Okay, I'll light your pilot and turn the gas.
You pull the lever on the
Μάλλον είχε
left.
αργήσει να φορτίσει.
The assassin of your soul. Δεν θα το κάνει. Τι φάση.
Μου άρεσε λίγο να το βάλω.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
Άντε να δούμε τώρα, θα τον ξαναβώ αυτόν.
How bad is it?
Έλα, χοντρούλη μου.
Can you drive to this one?
Έβγα.
Show?
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
Δεν χρειάζεται να του λες τέτοια ψέματα, αλήθεια. Τέτοια ψέματα, μην αρχίσεις σχέσεις.
Ευχαριστώ ρε αδερφέ.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rickstarsgl. You should find him in his office.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell. In a year, what's he waiting for?
New and improved model. They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
My wife is so dumb. She stares at orange juice for hours.
Καλώς είναι μωρέ.
Ευχαριστώ αδερφέ. Πάντα δίπλα σου. Αδερφός από τους λίγους.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70.
Τουλάχιστον το λες και το εγωείς, ο άγγελος με κοροϊδεύει. Είμαι φαν του καγκαλιού σου. Άντε, μια γαμάτος.
This has been tampered with.
What?
Τώρα το διάβασα.
You see this diaphragm?
Προσπαθούσα να καταλάβω τι λέει το story για να μην κάνω βλακίες.
Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
Για να δούμε τώρα αυτό το μπάστα.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
Το καλύτερο κανάλι, να σου καλά μωρό μου. Για να δούμε τώρα θα απαντήσουμε. Να τον κάνω IQs.
I think you're lying, Rickstarsgl. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed. You're desperate to cover your sales.
And how are you going to prove that, Detective? Name me one of my guys who would have overlooked a fault like this.
Κάτσε τώρα. Είναι δύο τι κάνεις. Δεν κάνεις. Α, βάλω αυτό.
What about Reginald Barley?
You know about Barley. He's on the run for a divorce interstate. It's not so bad.
You in the habit of hiring criminals, Rickstarsgl?
I need guys, Detective. This boom is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you. There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
This is a long shot. We are not going to roust that whole list.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
Μάλιστα. Άγγελε, σε λατρεύει ο κόσμος.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
The women don't find you handsome? They should have...
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective. What are the names?
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Cutner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter. Previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court. Attempted murder. Plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady. Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed.
Είναι ωραία παιχνίδια, ρε φίλε, αυτό.
Για το Murder Soul.
Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show it and keep quiet.
Έτσι, μπρο. Έλα.
Here. Happy now?
Stick around, Mr. Rasick.
Ορίστε τις κατερές, άνοιξε το παιχνίδι, ρε φίλε.
I gotta swing by the shop, make sure the orders are coming off the line. So if we're done...
Clemens is a fellow traveler.
Τι παιχνίδι θέλει 70€?
Πολλά που θέλω να πάρω, αλλά...
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine. Ryan wants the world to be a better place, don't we all? Doesn't tell me anything.
Η Κατερίνα λέει ότι της αρέσουν πολύ τα μπατσοπέχνιδα.
A company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive.
Με αυτή τη λογική
Barley has a problem with bugs.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Racing?
No, I didn't know that.
Για να το πάρεις platinum το συγκεκριμένο πρέπει να το
Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
Hey! Fuck you! Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and then pushed him in front of the car?
Φύγαμε. Στο YouTube λέει ότι αυτή η υπόθεση είναι 58 λεπτά και εγώ την παίζω ένα μισάωρο. Έχουμε ακόμα ψωμί. Κι άλλος αυτός που καίει τα σπίτια, ρε.
You're behind the wheel.
Κάτσε, γιατί αυτός που βάζει τις φωτιές στα σπίτια ξαναχτυπάει, ρε. Κάτσε καλά, ρε.
LAPD. We want some answers and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
Κάτσε, γιατί αυτόν έχουμε πολλές ερωτήσεις να τον κάνουμε. Με τη θεία σου.
You know Reginald Varley?
No? Can't say I do.
Detroit PD is after Reginald Varley for murder. We want us to run you in for aiding and abetting Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Varley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. Does their work first. Spreads it around if he can.
You're licensed and work for InstaHeat?
I contract for them. So what?
InstaHeat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mudshark of a wife gets awarded it in settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watch it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings?
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. HUAC might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts. He's got it in for the company.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
Να τον τραβήξω μια, να τον πυροβολήσω. Πω, καραμπίνα.
You drive.
Let me go to the case notes.
Farley's on the run. He might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, I say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
You nervous?
It's Been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917. You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel. LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot! Come on, Varley! You can't keep running forever! You run all the way from Michigan, Reginald?
Κοίτα εκεί που κόλλησε, ρε φίλε. Τους κασέφι. Μου έφυγε μου ξέφυγε ο μπάσταρδος.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot! Come on, Varley! You can't keep running forever!
Άρα δεν τον σκοτώνεις, τέλεια. Ξανά.
LAPD, Varley!
Ας χαλαρώσουμε λίγο. Πάμε πάλι.
Stop or I'll shoot! Come on, Varley! You can't keep running forever! You run all the way from Michigan, Reginald?
Άντε ρε βλάκα, πας να φύγεις κιόλας. Μπάσταρδε. Ξεκολλιάρι.
Why did you run from us, Varley? I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you. Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, your guest is
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officers.
Οκ. Για να πάμε και εδώ.
Can you drive to this one? Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson squad.
Arson?
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it, Ryan.
I said, son of a bitch.
Άλλος από εδώ.
Those are GI's backyards he's crashing through.
The damage is only cosmetic.
He's a one-man wrecking ball.
Move in. I'll take out the van. Smash the son of a bitch's rear wheels.
Εδώ είναι ο Άγγελος.
He's going to kill those men.
They'll get out of the way.
Only if they hear him coming.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody. He's in a company van and he's losing us, Cole. Some partner I got.
He's got an arson-related assault charge and he's running.
Running don't mean nothing. We gotta get this guy in a room before we can get an angle on him.
This man has got to be stopped.
I need to be closer, Phelps!
Jesus, what is he doing?
The tramp! Oh, Jesus!
Όπο τον ξέσπισε το τρένο, ρε.
Watch where you're going!
Τον ξέσπισε το τρένο, ρε.
Hands behind your head! Why did you run, Ryan?
I was scared.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
Εδώ είναι μάτια μου ο Άγγελος, απλά δεν μιλάει.
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like it to be Chapman, I think it's one of the other 2 guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
You know the way. You can drive.
Λέω να το τερματίσω ξανά σήμερα το LA. Τι έγινε πάσα μου?
I have 2 suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Varley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
Phelps, that's him. Bent cop. He's on the front page of the Times.
Κάτσε γιατί έχει μια συγκεκριμένη σειρά που πρέπει να μπούμε μέσα, περίμενε.
Who's he hiding from?
Άρα πρώτα πάμε στον Μπουλούκο.
I'm at a loss. Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
Πρέπει να έχεις μπει σε σερφ play, μάλλον.
Detective? What campaign?
Δεν πάει έτσι, μεγάλη. Από το download list το βρήκα. Από το library, πώς το λέει.
Your locker is full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets.
Tell me, my baby cat.
Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Insta-heat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them?
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company, how do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
100.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
Γιατί κατέβασα το Warzone και ήθελε και το... μου έλεγε αν ήθελα να κατεβάσω και το...
If you know enough to do your job,
και
you know
το
enough to
full
do that
Modern
repair.
Warfare.
You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that?
Ναι, αυτό λέμε. Το Warzone.
Your boss at Insta-Heat said that you've all been trained to do it. It's a common repair. Are you calling him a liar?
Okay, so I know how it's done. But what would be the point? You just end up with a gas leak and then a small fire when you turn the pilot back on.
And if you didn't reset the pilot and the gas spread?
Από το Warzone, αλλά μου λέει ότι άμα θέλω να κάνω παράσωη στο Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Άμα θες το αγοράζεις.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Farley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
There was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
Μάγκας.
Κοίζει πλάτη μου, αλλά έχει καιρό που αυτό το πάω ακούσει.
Λέγε ρε τρελέ.
Μα να μου κατρίνα έξω μετά τα δύο για να δω πώς είναι. Μα 74 κάνει γύρω, χριστέα.
Τώρα τι να κάνω.
Σε 2 μέρες.
That's it for the moment, Ryan.
So I can go?
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry you out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
The only reason some people get lost in thought is because it's unfamiliar territory.
I saved a whole year for that car!
It's a gang, it's a gang.
Όλα τα καλά της γης, εδώ.
She wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
Ωραία, ωραία. Και δεν το έχω κατεβάσει αυτό.
Μπράβο ρε ψηλέ. Πώς και σου διέφυγε ρε.
You think you can sweat me like this? Keep dreaming, copper!
Hey, don't mind me.
Σου έχει ξαναξεφύγει.
I think Ryan is our man. But procedure says we eliminate all of the suspects. Let's speak to Varley.
Πόσα?
Phelps, that's him. Ben Cop. He's on the front page of the Times.
1000? Α, άκουσα 1345 και έμεινα.
Who's he hiding from?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
You think those Vice boys get any on the side?
Δεν θα το κατέβαζες ποτέ το Destiny.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think he played him though, because he still wouldn't sell.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
How did Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
Ryan says you offered to cut him in on the kickbacks they were offering. He'll testify in court.
Suburban, they got real-time pressure on getting some of the big developments finished. There's some big date that they can't afford to miss. So yeah, I took their money. But so did a lot of guys, all right? Carpenters, electricians, plumbers. It's no big conspiracy.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang and you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
I don't believe you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire? Huh?
Arsonists use cigarettes and mosquito coils as time delay fuses. We found an open box of mosquito coils in your locker.
Whoa, hang on! Those things, they belong to Ryan, all right? He asked me to hold them because his locker's full of stupid pamphlets. I thought he used them for camping.
Τώρα το να τον αφήσω, τι να τον κάνω τώρα, λάκα. Άρεσε τον.
We're done for now.
So what happens?
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Τώρα να ξαναδούμε το άλλο να πρέπει.
She wants a 5-star goddamn wedding. The only reason some people get lost in thought is because it's unfamiliar territory.
Matthew Ryan, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
You're putting an innocent man away here. Do you hear me? I didn't set any fires. I didn't kill that family.
Phelps, what you did to your wife and kids was un-American.
My wife threw me out.
Did I ask for your opinion? You're here to listen to mine. What I was going to say, before I was interrupted, was you did a good job on the Stephen Sawyer case. We don't often get results in arson, so well done.
What about me? Do I get a little stamp on my hand or a lollipop or something?
What you get is another case. A bad one, unfortunately.
Να δούμε πώς θα πήγαμε, πόσα αστέρια θα μου δώσει. 5 στα 5 αστέρια, άντε γεια. 16 στα 16, εντάξει. 16 ερωτήσεις, εντάξει, τι άλλο να ζητήσεις.
You're 2 blocks behind 1st and 2nd. We have more buildings to clear. You know our orders, Sergeant. There's barely a building left standing or not on fire in your zone, Cole. Is your sector full of Japs?
Questioning my command.
The captain doesn't want anyone falling behind.
Tell the captain we will join him when the job is done.
Just give us the word, Sarge. We'll take care of him. He should be sectioned. That Jap lover's a fucking liability.
We're here to kill Japs, not our own people.
Star-crossed son of a bitch. No one wants to serve under him. He's bad fucking luck.
Can it? We've a job to do here. If I can live with it, you can too.
Τι φάση, τι ψυχάκικα πράγματα είναι αυτά.
House fire, bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Hey, you think those Vice boys get any on the side?
There he is. The cop in the papers. You should be ashamed of yourself, young man.
Yeah, I want to make homicide.
How bad is it?
You can drive.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget it.
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
When the new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
Άλλο καμένο, τι φάση. Α, μου πεις. Να σου πω ρε, άρσον, τι σημαίνει. Thank you. Άρα, ξέρω εγώ, Άρσον Κάπ, αυτός που ο Μπάζος που ασχολείται με τους εμπρισμούς. Arson Cup.
Nope.
Εντάξει. Στα αγγλικά λέγονται Cup.
Do you have a name?
Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family.
Okay.
Έχω...
Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
I
think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of the bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
It wouldn't have felt up to him.
I think fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved him into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Μου τελείωσε το πλάσιο εκείνο το μήνα.
What are we doing? The prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
Είναι βαρβά το παιχνίδι, φίλε, έχει ωραία στάνη.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world and how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them, Biggs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
You got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fire?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
Sure, it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Ξέρεις, ήταν στάχτη, ρε παιδί μου, αλλά εκεί πάλι ήταν rough. Πού? Εντάξει, αυτό το παιχνίδι το παίζει για τα stun περισσότερο που σου προσφέρει, δεν το παίζει τόσο για τα γραφικά του.
Optimistic, Cole.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out.
Περίμενε λίγο γιατί έχω πολύ δυνατό το παιχνίδι.
You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You get this?
Κόπηκα.
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. You should take a look around. Work the neighbors.
Η εταιρεία.
I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
LAPD, can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Να δούμε πόσο είσαι σίγουρος με αυτό.
Για να δούμε.
Τι θα δούμε?
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. Their billboards, that Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
Πρέπει να ξανακάνω το case από την αρχή.
Γιατί?
Γιατί έχασα ένα κλου.
Καλή τύχη, φίλε μου.
Δεν υπάρχει περίπτωση να το κάνω από την αρχή. Δεν θέλω. Παίζω 2 ώρες.
Είναι για τον Μπούτσο.
Ξανά.
Γιατί το κάνεις τώρα αυτό?
Θα δω guide τώρα, δεν υπάρχει.
Α, γεια σου.
Βασικά... Ναι, όντως. Ξέρεις κάτι. Θα κλείσω το LA και θα παίξω το άλλο γιατί... Κάηκα λίγο. Κάηκα. Θα παίξω λίγο God of War και θα κλείσω μετά.
Δεν παίζεις... Πώς το λέγανε.
Τι ρε?